competition. Brand new.
I'm delighted to be here. I'm very excited to meet these new chefs. Who knows what we're in store for?
What sort of judge do you think you will be?
I think I'll judge the chefs the same way I judge my own chefs in my kitchen. I'll be firm but fair, and my expectations are high. What kind of judge are you, Greg?
Oh, I think you're just an eating judge.
The first challenge that any of our contestants have to face is the skills test. Anna, the two chefs do your skills test. What are you going to get them to do?
I'm going to ask the chef to open, poach, and smoke the classic bourbon.
That's lovely.
Great skills test. Opening oysters with shaky hands. Never easy.
Making a beurre blanc, classic butter sauce. You expect to be able to make that. Smoking, that's tricky. How long are you going to give them?
20 minutes.
Right, show us how it's done, chef.
The first thing I want to do is get my sauce on. I want to cook out the maximum flavour, and that takes time. So my garlic goes in first, and then once that's connected with all the butter, then it will be time for my shallot to go in.
Fond of a beurre blanc, Marcus?
It's one of the first sauces I learnt at catering college. I am fond of it. It's a rich sauce with the freshness of an oyster. It's absolutely delicious.
Right, so I want to open my oysters now. By having it in that direction, I know that the muscle of the oyster is sitting on the right-hand side, which means I can just nick it and then make sure I protect the whole oyster when I'm removing it from the shell. I will not accept a damaged oyster.
People struggle with them. It's not an easy skill. It's definitely not easy when you're in this environment.
Because I'm going to serve my oysters on the shell, I need to wash my shells and I need to wash my oysters.
And we don't lose oyster flavour washing the oyster?
No, the flavour is inside the oyster.
Ah.
So my onions and my garlic are just spreaded down now. Nice little splash of white wine has got in there. And you want to make sure that you've cooked out that alcohol flavour, emulsifying that little bit of it that you have with the fermented in cold butter is what creates this creamy, perfect, elegant sauce.
Too much butter, it's too buttery, it splits, it's not nice, it's greasy. Complex.
I mean, can you tell I'm a big fan? I'm going to pass this off and I'll just be left with the silky sauce. Right. So I just want to gently cook the oyster so it's still delicate, not chewy and rubbery. It's all about control.
If they don't cover the pan with cling film, will they get any smoke at all across?
No. Game over. It just won't be smoky enough.
Creating a little rockery there, chef.
Yeah. I'm going to spoon my oysters in. I'm going to put a little extra sauce in there.
Oh, it's lovely.
Garlic flowers. And last but not least, a little bit of lemon zest.
Wow!
So there we have it. Oysters poached and smoked in a beurre blanc.
Mate, the humble oyster never looks so good. Buttery and salty and super delicious. Smoky! It's smoky at the end! It's smoky at the end, that is brilliant!
If they manage to get a light, elegant smokiness into their beurre blanc, I will be chuffed.
Marcus, you'll be observing from the back room, right? We'll see you back here for the tasting. I can't wait to see what they make of this. You ready?
That's it. Let's get these chefs in.
First to face Anna's test is 27-year-old junior sous chef Anastasia, who works in corporate catering.
I grew up as a gymnast. I trained professionally for about 9 years, and then I had to make a choice about education or the Olympics, and I chose to go to school. I didn't really realise I wanted to be a chef until I was about 20 when I was at university, and started cooking there. I completely fell in love with it. I love trying new ingredients, I love the pace of it, everything about it. It gets me really, really excited.
Hello, Anastasia. Welcome to MasterChef. So,
So, Anastasia, what I'd like you to do today is open the oysters, poach and smoke them in a classic bourbon. Have you ever opened oysters before?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
and do you smoke?
I have used a smoking gun before.
Really?
Yes. Correct answer.
Right, off you go, 20 minutes.
When did you learn to open oysters?
It was actually the first restaurant job I ever got. I'd never shucked an oyster in my life, and I was suddenly doing about 40 a day. So hopefully I've still got the knack.
Well, it's like riding a bike, you know.
I hope so.
It's quite a task. What you don't want to do is to wash the oysters, have an accident, or damage them either.
You ready for the first one, Chef?
There we go.
Good start.
Nice technique. She doesn't need to go around like that though. And actually, you just need to break the hinge. Be careful, be careful.
Is it all coming back to you now?
Yes, I hope so, anyway.
As a gymnast, did you specialise in one discipline?
No, you do it all. You do floor beam, bars, vault.
I bet she's very disciplined if she's been a gymnast.
You happy?
I think so. Got them shucked.
So you're thinking about your beurre blanc now. What's the first thing you're going to do for your beurre blanc?
So I'm going to do a schlot and white wine reduction and just get that simmering
You are halfway, Anastasia. You have 10 minutes left.
very quickly.
She's got in there a little bit of dill, a bit of white wine. Reductions on the way.
So have you been practicing some dishes on your run up to going into the competition?
As much as I can. You're very short-staffed at the moment, as I think most of the hospitality industry are feeling.
And who do you let eat your practice dishes?
My boyfriend, I think, is getting a bit sick of them. So
What are you going to do next?
I'm gonna smoke my oysters, finish my beurre blanc, get it on a plate.
So you're going to smoke the oysters first, then put them through the beurre blanc? Is that right?
Yes, I think so. Or I might smoke beurre blanc. I'm gonna smoke the oysters.
Which is fine. If she gets a smoke flavour into the oyster, so she needs to hold it probably a little bit longer than what Anna did.
You've got 5 minutes.
So she needs to cover that hole up. She's losing all the smoke. That's it, more clear film. Get it over.
Now I'm trying to get the butter in to the reduction. I just whisk until it starts to thicken.
You've got just 2 minutes. I'm so sorry.
Quick, 20 minutes.
You're going to have to poach the oysters too.
She's very careful if that sauce doesn't boil because if it does, it's a bit of a split. It will cook the oysters. You just warming through. Okay, so she's going to put them back in the shell.
I'm not sure what to do. But that would have been quite a clever idea because the fat in the beurre blanc kind of grabs onto the smoke a little bit more. But that tastes incredibly good. I would not be looking at my feet, so you should be very proud of yourself.
There is smokiness, a hint of it. There is a little bit of acidity. It's buttery, and there's a nice plum oyster. I just wish they'd come in the shell, but a little bit smarter.
The oysters look very, very good. You watch them looking nice, that's what Anna did. The beurre blanc lacked depth of flame. You just ran out. It kept control of the situation. I think under the circumstances, all the things you've done in life, I can see that you're going to be a very focused individual. And that is a fantastic thing to be in the kitchen. Thank you.
I like her a lot. I really like her a lot. I know what she's doing.
That was really nice and nice to say. My job is around those things. I'm so glad that it came through since the first time. So much, you know, times in my life.
that's very Indian. I worked with one of the best Indian chefs in the world for like 11 years and taught me a lot. You should keep your eyes open if you want to learn. You should see even sometimes a street vendor, they are doing something unique. You can never say that you know everything. You don't. Nobody can say that.
So, Carmelita, today I would like you to open the oysters.
Yeah.
I want you to poach and smoke them and serve them in a block.
Yes.
I'm not too sure.
Oysters, I have never done it. And bird I am a bit worried, but I tried.
It's really difficult when your cooking background is Indian cuisine because it's so different.
We've got 20 minutes.
Yes.
Show us what you've got. So you're getting your sauce on there nice and early. That's a great idea.
Yes, chef. I fry some shallots and garlic, and after that, I'll add white wine to it, add more butter, and just on a low heat to make emulsion.
Let's work it out. Right. Why MasterChef?
My wife, since last 5 years when we moved to London, she always wanted me to do MasterChef and compete and show the world what I can do.
Aren't you a lucky man to have a woman who's so proud of you, huh? Pushing you on.
Yes, she was me. And even today morning, she said, if you get eliminated today, don't come home.
So now he needs to really get that butter working.
So tell me, as you were growing up, what was the kind of food that you were raised with?
The financial conditions of my parents are not like the obvious food. So we only get very good or special food when we come like to do some parties where we go somewhere. The half
Considering it's your first time to open an oyster, I am very impressed.
It came to my mind and put this back. I checked on YouTube.
Very good. Well done. Finish homework.
So, you've opened your oysters.
Yes, chef.
What are you going to do now?
Smoke the oysters first, then I put in the sauce.
You've used a smoking gun before?
Yes, chef.
Did you look that up online, or have you really done that?
No, I've done it. we used to smoke poplums in the restaurant.
You smoked the poppadoms. What a lovely idea. You've got 5 minutes left.
Yes, chef.
You okay?
Yes,
Have you tasted your sauce?
it tastes good.
He's put in tons of butter in. So what you're going to have here is a very oily sauce. There's not enough base for the butter to emulsify with. Just be careful boiling. So you start to see it start to split. The sauce won't work out.
Cream.
It's interesting, it just has to be cream. He's definitely worried about the texture of the sauce.
I'm going to ask our chefs to cook a summer fruit tart with a jam, creme pâtissier, and a piped Italian meringue.
That's a lot. That's like a crash course in the pastry department.
But I think nowadays we do expect chefs to work in every part of the kitchen.
The tart is already made, and it's just understanding 3 things. How to make a nice fruit jam, make creme pâtissier, and make an Italian meringue.
This is going to scare him. Marcus, show us how it's done, please.
All right, so I'm going to start with my jam, and that needs to get cooking and breaking down so that it can cool down so it can sit in the bottom of the tart. So we've got 3 fruits, some sugar, cherry brandy, some little bit of fresh basil.
This isn't just any jam. This is jam packed full of flavour.
This is it. I want elements of surprise within that jam. We're just going to leave that just to cook away gently. You have to keep an eye on it, you can't afford for it to burn. So next we need to get onto our creme pâtissier. So I'm just going to take half of this vanilla pot. You got to bring your milk up to boil. Creme pâtissier, Greg, you've made that before?
Yeah, it's a thicker custard.
What we need to work out is that it's not whole eggs that they need, it is just the egg yolk.
I think every chef should know because it's the base in so many different desserts.
Just gently throw those down. First thing put in, sugar.
Is it the same as making custard? Does the milk go on top of the egg mix?
Yeah, well, creme pâtissier is thickened from the flour and the corn flour.
Are you a fan of the pastry section, Emma?
I enjoy preparing pastry, but I don't enjoy eating it as much.
You and me are well paired here. We could go far. You make as much as you've got.
Now milk has come up to boil. Just pour a little bit of the milk onto the eggs.
Too much heat and those eggs could scramble straight away.
Back into the pan. The key to know that when a creme patisserie is cooked is A, its thickness. The most important thing that you're looking for is that you cooked out flour.
That's also got to cool before you can put it in the tart.
I can see now it's starting to thicken. Just check. Now I can taste that the flour is completely cooked out and it's completely different to what it was a second ago.
Lovely.
Now that that's cooling down, onto our Italian meringue. Not a French meringue, Italian meringue. What's the difference, Greg?
An Italian meringue, you add hot sugar and that's what cooks it. French meringue gets whisked up in the oven.
So we've got our sugar, which is weighing out, and we're going to go for 3 egg whites.
Can't even get a little bit of it, but why not?
It's the fat in the egg yolk prevents proper amount of air getting into the egg white and just weighs it down, so it won't work no matter how much you whisk it.
The sugar, just a little splash of water. And we need to get it to 120 degrees. Some chefs say 118 and 120, 121. So there we are, 120. So as you add the cooked sugar, it aerates itself, it whips itself up as it starts to cool down, and you get that thick, dense, lovely, shiny meringue that you're looking for. So while that's whipping away, just check my jam. This is really a lovely sticky consistency now. I'm just going to go and check my creme pie.
There is loads going on here, so if these chefs have not thought through their recipe properly, they could make a mistake.
I'm nervous for this one.
What I'm looking for is the consistency so that I can spray it when it goes on top of the jam. A little bit of fresh fruit in the middle. Meringues here.
And how they decorate
It's
it.
entirely up to them.
Entirely up to them.
Just going to lightly torch the meringue. Bit of nutmeg. Just to give you that lovely aromatic flavour. A little bit of Thai basil. Just that little extra touch. So there we have it. That's our summer berry tart with fresh jam, creme patisserie and Italian meringue.
It is stunning, and it's very skilled. This is how
I think we'd be fortunate to get our chef to create it like that. Right, you're leaving us. See you back for the tasting, yeah?
see with it.
Another 2 chefs to meet, Marcus. Can't wait to see what they make of this.
First to face Marcus's skills test is Liverpool-based head chef Nathan, who grew up immersed in the culinary world.
My uncle was a chef. We used to just be in the kitchen sometimes. Me just mess around a little chef's restaurant and chef's hat. And then my mum was a waitress. From the age of 4, I've always been running around kitchens, being told by other chefs I'm getting thrown in the oven because I've been naughty. So just one of the things that fell naturally to me. Now it's my time to shine. I've got enough in my locker now just to put my skills to the test.
I love to watch them trying to control their nerves.
I need to try not to get dazed or under pressure, just to make sure it doesn't show in your face.
Fake it till you make it.
Nathan, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'd like you to make a summer fruit tart filled with jam, creme patisserie and Italian meringue.
Okay.
Are you alright with all of those things?
Yeah, of course.
20 minutes. Off you go.
Let's go, Nathan.
Start by getting me Italian meringue ready first, just so it cools down quite easily.
When Marcus did it, he got his jam on first because it has to cook down, get all that juice out.
After that, probably get onto the jam. The jam's to a nice temperature as well.
Creme pat last.
Creme pat, try and sneak into the middle there. Make sure it's nice and chilled, palatable.
You sound like you know a little bit about pastry. So you've got your egg whites in the bowl. In the pan you've got your sugar and your water.
Sugar and water.
What's you cooking that to?
We're looking at a temperature of 121.
The jam is going on.
You are multitasking here, Nathan.
A little touch.
You've got the meringue going on, the jam going on, and the creme pat going on.
Creme pat going on. Treats as a normal little restaurant service.
Is pastry something you enjoy?
Pastry is something I enjoy, definitely. Especially like doing sweets. And for like first memories, like always being in the kitchen like with your mum and my uncle, and just like making like the little cupcakes they can do. So it's always like a nice reminder of home for me.
So tell me about the Krempa. How are you making that?
Milk's just coming up to temp now.
We're in trouble here, Nathan. What do you do with those whole eggs?
There's no whiskey on top of the egg.
You're using whole eggs. You're missing the richness of just focusing on the egg yolk.
There's not anything like putting the flour out into it.
If he doesn't add the cornstarch at the right time, he could end up with a really lumpy creme pat.
You're halfway. You've got 10 minutes left.
Wait,
What's that you just put in there?
a little bit of cornstarch just in with the milk. Should have put it in a bit earlier. But I kind of forgot.
So what's running?
A little bit of flour into the pan at the moment.
An empty pan? Or?
Empty pan, yes, I don't know why I've done that. Just going to cook out the flour just a little bit for the creme pat.
Oh, Nathan, I can't look at this. He's kind of creating a scrambled egg.
I'm sorry.
Hey, look, don't worry. Keep cooking.
I can imagine how Nathan feels.
Jam slowly coming to the boil nicely.
How's your sugar?
121.
All good?
All good.
Brilliant.
You've got 5 minutes, Nathan.
You are multitasking now, aren't you?
It's always a challenge. It's what we enter for.
Right, it's looking good.
The sugar has cooked those egg whites to make them look white and glossy.
You've got a couple of minutes left now. You need to go into turbo drive.
Getting the creme pat.
Is that set?
No. Split.
Nathan can see that it's not right.
Vanilla rum.
Feel it.
Here's the jam.
I like that he's blowtorched the Italian meringue. I think that gives it a nice finish at the end.
Last few seconds. You done?
I'm done.
All right, Nathan, how do you think that went?
Not my best.
We know our chefs really fear pastry. The jam, a little bit of booze into it would have been quite nice. Could have been cooked down a lot further. Jam is something that's sticky and really full of flavour. Creme pâtissier, egg yolk, not whole egg. It is split, it is lumpy, that's because you added the flour in afterwards, and it does taste floury. Your Italian meringue cookery, spot on, and it's got a lovely finish to it.
Tastes a great deal better than it looks. You can taste vanilla in there, and the sharpness and the sweetness of the fruit, and the meringue's not bad at all. The creme pat was never ever going to be right.
So, Nathan, underneath the pressure, you kept going. Sadly, the nerves got the best of you. But your Italian meringue, I think that kind of saved the day.
Thank you. I know.
That's a tough challenge, that. But I was impressed that we actually got a dessert there. I didn't think that was going to come to that.
It's the creme pat. It just... I haven't done it in years, have I? I'm trying to remember what a creme pat was.
Off Origin to be done as well. Beautiful place. Cooking is what I love doing more than anything in the world. The important thing is ultimately making sure that I'm happy with the food. A lot of it's emotional to me. If I put out a plate of food and I'm not happy with it, it actually upsets me to the point where it can actually kind of mess with my day. So it'll be quite interesting to see how I fare.
Hey, William, how do you feel about pastry?
It's not my strongest point, but I'll certainly give it my best shot.
I mean, he's being honest.
20 minutes, let's go, come on.
So I'm going to get my jam on first so I can get it cooled. Good plan. Mixture of the berries. I'll save some for garnish.
Even better.
I'm going to get a sugar syrup on for Italian meringue.
Do you know what temperature you want your sugar to be? Whoa! Get in there!
Yeah, I need that in there. to separate an egg with such shaky hands before.
William, why did you become a chef?
My mum was always in and out of catering. If you asked her, I was always hanging off her, annoying her, asking her what was she doing. And when the time came, I just totally jumped into chefing with kind of both feet, even though Mum told me about the long hours, you know, kind of no social life and the large commitment that it requires. But I still just, I wanted to go for it. And then, yeah, I've absolutely loved it. So yeah, what is it? 121.
All we've got to do now is figure out the creme pat, right?
Yeah.
Let's get that milk with a bit of vanilla in it. Get it on. Come on, William.
So I'm going to beat my eggs and my sugar together.
Whole egg?
Just egg yolk.
Very good. Very good, William.
Ready?
Now. That will not pick enough.
You are halfway, William. You've got 10 minutes left.
It's not really stiff enough. I think the meringue's cooked. I don't have time to put together another one.
Where did you train?
I went to a catering school.
Right.
We were working on a kind of modern apprenticeship, and I was lucky there. My first head chef made everything from scratch, and he took a real interest in making sure that I learned everything the proper way.
Right, what's next?
Get this creme pat together. I should have put that flour in there.
Should we put what?
The flour in.
Always noticed.
I've got the corn flour in, but to make it thicker. I don't want to put it in now though. Yeah, something like that.
It's never going to pick enough.
You have 5 minutes left.
Competition. Because that means 4 very different chefs. And all of them have got strengths and weaknesses.
No one wants to head, they all kept themselves calm. There's a lot to play for. None of these chefs are there yet. They've still got a lot to prove. Nerves. Now it's your signature 2-course menu. Do not leave any stone unturned. Give it everything.
Chefs, 1 hour, 30 minutes to produce one fabulous main course. It's 2 of you will be leaving the competition. Off you go.
Obviously, I've kind of pushed myself, shown the techniques, but I'm not trying to do something insane for the time we've got given. I want to put up nice food that is achievable. It's just executing it.
Anastasia, what's your 3 dishes going to tell us about you?
That I'm quite a classical cook. I like to put a modern twist on my food as well. So for my main, I am doing a duck breast, and then I'm doing parsnip 3 ways, parsnip crisps, parsnip puree, and duca crusted parsnip with pomegranate, molasses, a ruby pork sauce.
What's duca, please?
It's like a seed and a spice mix, quite earthy, which I think goes with parsnip.
Dessert?
Dessert is chocolate almond cake with chocolate ganache, pickled garlic chili. These very nice the best.
Look, the dishes sound great. It sounds like you've got a lot to do. What does the place next round mean?
It means a lot. You know, COVID really hit me hard. I didn't work for a year. Now I just want to throw myself into it completely and show that this is what I'm meant to do. I absolutely love parsnip with duck breast. And I think parsnip roll is interesting duca. Plus, it's going to give a lovely layered flavour and texture to the dish. I'm really looking forward to this.
We have a chocolate and almond cake for dessert. The set of chocolate ganache needs to be of the right consistency, really lovely and rich and nice and smooth. I've also got a little bit of amaretto running through it too, just to give it a little bit of a kick.
My biggest worries are my chocolate ganache not setting, which has happened in one of my practices, and panicking and not letting my duck rest for long enough, although I will really kick myself if I do that. I'm trying not to worry.
I'm excited, a bit nervous. I did some changes at the last moment. Let's see.
I am very excited about Carminder's menu. Cod wrapped in shiso leaves. That's my cup of tea. The delicious kind of spicy cumin flavour you get from the shiso leaf really complements
It's also got some tapioca with various different spices and flavours. Green beans with it too. I think it's going to be similar to a dal.
When I was a little girl, one of my favourite desserts was tapioca. That's what my mother used to always make me. So I was very interested to see what you were doing with your tapioca.
It's also doing coconut sauce, perfect, and a lovely sounding tempura shiso leaf, which is interesting because that's a Japanese style sitting alongside his Indian cuisine.
So I've been to Asian countries a lot of time, to Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong. So basically, I got a lot of understanding with these flavors. I just want to take Indian cuisine one step forward.
I mean, this dessert sounds very interesting. Crispy deep fried taffy pastry and shrikand. Shrikand is a yogurt-based dessert, and he's going to add some cream to it, some saffron for flavour.
Saffron in the wrong hands can be overpowering. It can flatten a dish. But in the right hands, can give it elegance, give it richness.
These both the dishes, they really have a big punch of flavors. I'm feeling confident, but it's only me who has tasted it.
Chefs, you are halfway.
Not as relaxed as I want to be, but I think I'm in a better position now doing my own food.
Pretend nobody else is here. Just focus on your job. You can do it. So don't let me down.
So from the dish today, I'm doing pan fried table, pickles and spaghetti.
So Nathan's main has got useful turbot, lovely asparagus, there's also some pickles in there, and surprisingly he's going to add some rice wine vinegar to it. I hope he doesn't use too much because it will be too overpowering with that beautiful fish and that gorgeous vegetable.
I'm really strict on the menu today. I gave myself if this menu is done correctly, you know, it can be a 10 out of 10. Really need to kind of be on the ball with absolutely everything, tasting everything, make sure the seasoning is correct, and hoping that it comes out. Red cabbage and red wine sauce made from the bones of the venison.
And tell me, what's your motivation? What's the thought behind this dish?
Where I am, it's mostly seafood based, so people that come to the restaurant, they know that I can cook the seafood. So I just wanted to show that, you know, that's not all I've got, that I can do something else and kind of push myself.
Dessert, where's the dessert?
So I've got it in the fridge chilling just now. It's a tonka bean and disaster.
Very interesting that Willie lives on an island, but yet he's cooking venison, and you would always expect a chef to go with something that's a little bit more familiar, like the fish you use on a day-to-day basis. But he says he's got something to prove. He's a brave chef, especially at this stage of the competition.
I need to get that venison seared off right now. I need it resting, otherwise it's going to be tough.
When it comes to canned project, there's a lot of aromatic flavours like the tonka bean, which gives real notes of sweetness. The caramelised banana, the spun sugar, there's a lot of sweetness in this dish. But if he gets it right, I think it could be a real showstopper.
So I'm looking for nice long strands of kind of shiny sugar, but I've not been able to spin it the way I'd have liked. There's tiny bits, but it won't be enough to actually be a key component on the plate.
Okay, chefs, you've got 8 minutes left. You really have to step it up now.
There's a lot of chefs starting to rush around and realise that the time is very much against them.
Pleased with your duck?
Yes.
Bit behind on time. I don't think you're on your own there, Anastasia.
Should be done. Yeah.
How are you cooking your fish?
I'm just going to pan fry it.
Get your pan hot. That's a turbot you're cooking.
Yeah.
Come on, you can do this. What else has got to go on this? Your gnocchi, your venison, cabbage?
And sauce is going on the side.
Go, 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 William. Go, 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 go.
3 minutes. 3 minutes, and that's all you have. You didn't finish that main course and get onto your dessert because you've got 2 minutes. You haven't played a thing on it yet.
Wait.
Don't ruin it now. Rested long enough for you?
I think so.
20 seconds. James, that's final touches. William, salt's in the jugs now, right now. That's it. Time's up. Stop, everybody. Well done.
Junior sous chef Anastasia's signature main course is pan-fried duck breast with 3 types of parsnip. Duca crusted with pine nuts, sesame seeds, and pomegranate molasses. Pureed with vanilla and crisps. Served with apple gel, fresh peas, shallots.
Ginger, I mean, it's just layered and layered, but nothing is dominating another flavour. I'm really enjoying this.
Your chutney is divine. Starts off sweet tomato, finishes with quite a hot chilli. The tapioca's got the sharpness of mustard seeds and a little bit of crunch of green chilli. I'm very much enjoying this.
It's delicious. I'm impressed.
Parmigiana's signature dessert is shrikhan, yogurt flavoured with saffron and cardamom. Katayuki pastry.
The reason behind your soy and black market is a little bit sharp and sourness, which is sort of taken away from the beautiful turbot.
The salty cockles, I'm loving that. And I don't mind a little bit of the sweet. It's very strong.
Nathan's dessert is chocolate croissant, served with roast beetroot dipped in stock syrup, sliced candied beetroot, and a beetroot sorbet.
The crema is strong with garlic. You've used garlic leaves, so it's not harsh. Really like the sweetness and the sharpness in your red cabbage. And I've enjoyed every mouthful.
I love that you managed to draw out that venison flavour into the sauce, because very often when a chef hands me up a venison sauce, they haven't caramelised those bones in it, but you have. I think you know your venison could be rested a bit more, but I can tell you know how to cook venison.
For dessert, William has made tonka bean and white chocolate panna cotta, served with ginger crumb, caramelized bananas, and spun sugar.
This panna cotta, it is a little bit firmer than I would like, but I still think you've done a great job here. It's lovely and silky. Caramelized banana is grand.
Very much like the crumb. It's almost like a hint of ginger about it, but it's not too sweet. I like it. Love your panna cotta. The tonka you've used enough to really push through. That's like vanilla that's been in the gym. It's a really big flavour, and I like that. I really like your style.
Mixed bag of emotions. I was pretty close, but definitely missed the mark on a few things. Every single thing I basically I knew. But it's
but I just thought you could do with a little less rice wine vinegar. It was far too There was one chef here today that all three of us agreed was absolutely wonderful. Parminder, congratulations. You, of course, are going straight through to the next round.
Thank you, chef.
The first chef leaving us is Nathan. Nathan, you can leave here with your head held high. Well done.
Thank you. It's tough. I'll take it on the chin, but just on the day I just think I wasn't the right person. Maybe just too much out there, and do what the judge needed.
Anastasia. We couldn't quite agree on everything you did, but one thing we did agree on was you two are quality. And we found this decision really difficult. The decision we made is we're going to put you both through to the next round. Honestly, you well done.
Oh my god.
Oh, the trouble you caused. Brilliant.
I feel absolutely incredible, amazing. Knowing that I've got through in quite a tough room of chefs makes me feel really good.
Good day today. I'll try to push my boundaries and let's see where it takes me.
I'm so happy. The hard work has paid off. This is the wildest thing in my career I've ever done.
Next time, 4 new hopefuls fight for their place in the quarter-final.
You appear quite calm, aren't you?
Calm?
No, not yet.
I'm getting a bit panicky now. That's not cooked.
Carry on, but this is time up, really.
You're allowed to make mistakes, but you're just not allowed with people.
I think it's delicious. I would enjoy this if I sat in a restaurant.
From across the UK, Ian. 32 up-and-coming chefs are putting their reputations on the line in a battle to become professional Master Chef champion. Tonight, 4 new hopefuls compete to impress Master Chef judge Greg Wallace, acclaimed chef and restaurateur Anna Hall, and Michelin starred Marcus Waring.
To actually be here, it's amazing. Just can't wait to get in and do a bit of cooking there.
I feel like
Eh?
enough, so hopefully that will show.
Forgive my
mess, and fingers crossed they will like.
Bring on the skills test. Bring on the skills test to set myself up there.
New chefs, new adventure. I cannot wait to see what this year's competition is going to bring.
The hunt for this year's champion is on.
We have 4, I'm hoping very keen, probably very nervous chefs waiting to come in. We're going to kick off with a skills test. Marcus, what are you going to get them to do, chef?
My dish is a butterflied sardine with a pepper seasoning, tomato paste, olive tapenade, all served on toast.
That sounds delicious.
I think the way they handle the sardines is fantastic.
How they handle their nerves.
That's what I need. Something that's really deep in tomato flavour, but something that's not going to saturate the bread. I want a little bit of texture to it. I want it to have a little bit of body. It's going to be rich and thin.
This is the base of everything for it to sit on, so it's very important.
That's got a good 15 minutes just to cook down to get to the consistency that the chef's looking for. The next bit is the bread. I've just put a few herbs on there, a little bit of garlic rubbed over it. Now, we're going to make a little pepper seasoning. Coriander seeds, black peppercorns, white peppercorns, pink peppercorns, and a big pinch of salt.
All the flavours are different, so it just makes it.
Just going to cut off the back spine. I'm going to leave the tail on, going from the belly, just enough to cut the rib cage. I'm just releasing it from its back there. Just just one wrong move, your thumb will go through it. It's incredibly delicate.
The whole skill to this dish is that you are maintaining that lovely butterfly effect. That's why it's called butterfly. So if they cut up through it, they're going to be left with 2 fillets, which will be really disappointing.
Good splash of oil, pepper seasoning. Then you've got the next stage, which is the cooking process. You start to pan fry this or put this on the griddle, you're going to be in for a bit of a shock because it takes seconds to cook this. And off to the grill.
He knows if he turns his back on those sardines, they'll be overcooked.
So you always have to stay facing them?
You've got to keep an eye on them.
There we go, 20 seconds.
Marvellous.
Sardines. Okay, I'll tap another on top. A little bit of oil.
Yay! Brilliant!
There we have it. Butterfly sardines with a pepper seasoning, with a tomato paste, tapenade, served on toast.
That is a delicious plate of food.
That's how you do it. Anna, you are going to keep a watchful eye from the other room.
That's it. See us on the other side.
Should we get the chefs in?
I'm ready. Let's get our first contestant through.
First to face Marcus's skills test is 35-year-old classically trained chef Johnny from Belfast.
I part-own a deli with my wife, Megan. We are currently in the process of moving to a 60-seater restaurant. I've been a chef for 20 years. I bring a lot of personality, quite animated. If we get a good comment off the judges, there's a good chance we might see a wee tear. If we get a bad comment, we might see a wee tear too, so there's a good chance we'll see tears regardless.
Hello, Johnny. Hope you're feeling good, confident, raring to go.
Nervous, looking forward to it.
I would like you to make for us a butterfly sardine served with a pepper seasoning, tomatoes.
He's doing it quite quickly, but it looks like he's butterflied a fish before.
Do you do much fish prep?
Oh, but don't do much fish.
You've done it in your career, though.
Yeah, I've done it. I've played a few times in my career. It's just a new thing coming in here and doing it. It's 35-year-old chef shaking like this. It's quite scary.
Tell me about your tomato sauce.
I'm gonna shred off some shallot, some garlic. Gonna add some tomatoes, some fresh parsley. Just wanna start out again. Just burn the garlic.
Johnny, stay down. Don't let that throw you.
No.
All right. Come up to halfway. So you've got 10 minutes left.
Oh, Johnny, you've got to really step up a gear now. The time that he's going to reduce the tomato is key.
Then I'm gonna grind up some pepper.
How are you going to cook sardines?
I'm gonna char grill them.
So char grill is your preferred over the grill or the pan, frying pan?
I think it's sort of
char grill.
I think I'd get a nice wee char on the
Okay. But what is your type of deli food?
sort of soups and stews, and but the one I want to get back, obviously with a 60-seater, I want to get back to what I know best.
Do you think you'll turn it more into more of a restaurant than a deli?
Yeah, well, it's going to be the hardest part.
He needs that to be bubbling because you want to be able to reduce that water off to concentrate the flavour.
Remember, it's got to go on toast.
Yeah.
On the toast.
On the toast, the sauce is on the toast.
Everything is on toast.
I'm going to start the sardines now.
You have 6 minutes.
We'll have to get the toast under the salamander.
I'm so worried this fish is going to stick to the grill.
Put it on my tapenade.
He hasn't made his tapenade yet. Johnny!
You're going to take this right to the wire, are you, Johnny? Shit. Sounds like you're playing the xylophone.
Come on, Johnny.
And breathe. You right, Chef?
I don't know. Done.
Hey, Johnny, how you feeling?
Rate more reducing. Good start, Johnny. But room to improve.
Yeah. I like the sweet tomato, the salty tapenade, and also like the anchovies in the tomato sauce. Not bad. It's not bad, Johnny.
You've chosen to put yourself under a magnifying glass, and that's terrifying. You're allowed to make mistakes, but you're just not allowed with people. But it's still a tasty bite to eat.
I want to remind you that you've actually got a dish up that we're all happy to eat. We will see you in the next round. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh dear, that's hard. When you're in there, your whole thought process was in them though. And so you're trying to impress them too much, maybe. They come back fighting.
Next up is 31-year-old Brendan from Peckham in London, who left school at 16 to attend catering college.
My passion for food stems from missing a lot of school. I used to spend a lot of time
A tomato sauce, tapenade, and for all of it to be served on toast.
Oui.
20 minutes,
Oui.
off you go.
Board members and directors, nothing too crazy. Been a head chef now for roughly 3 months, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, chef.
Take us step by step on what you're gonna do.
So currently I'm making a tomato sauce. So we got shallots, garlic right there, we're gonna get some basil.
Okay, let's go into the fish fry. Rusty. I don't want extra water inside there to evaporate and loosen up the potato.
If they don't squeeze that water out, they can't cook that potato.
They'll cook it, but it won't stick together.
It'd be harder for them to do a good job of it, yeah.
It sticks together.
So I start off with a small amount of fat. As soon as I get a little bit of colour, I will flip it over and then constantly kind of turn it back and forth to get a nice even crispiness.
Are you going to cook it with any butter, or is it all kidney fat?
All kidney fat.
Lovely and gold.
So in go the kidneys. Once my kidneys are I will add my
finest produce out. We've got lovely Welsh lamb, lovely Welsh cheeses. It's just amazing part of the world, and I'm very proud to be living in Wales and cooking lovely Welsh produce.
That's an happy smile.
Yeah.
So Owen, I'm going to ask you to prepare rose veal kidneys. Serve it with a potato rosti and a simple creamy mustard sauce. Have you prepared veal kidneys before?
Just pull it out.
No-brainer. That's not good. 8 minutes have gone, 12 minutes left. Why MasterChef, Owen?
Watched it for years, since I was about 10. So, dream come true today.
Does it feel like a dream now?
Feels a bit stressful now at the minute, yeah.
Do you cook at home yourself?
Yeah, a lot of the time, yeah.
Who do you cook for?
My fiance and my little girl.
Oh, little girl, how old is she?
It's just 1, so 15 months now.
We have 12 months in England in a year.
They don't do that in Wales. The rosti's just cooking. I'm going to cook the kidneys in a minute.
Go, go, go.
I worked in a farm to table restaurant for a while.
Fat in the pan. It's a good sign.
So what are you doing there with the kidney fat in the pan?
I will try to make it out of this one and see how does it work. Never done it before, but why not?
Good for you.
Careful with that knife. She does not understand it with the kidney. She's just hacking away at it.
Are you sure it's a bad idea to take the kidney out?
Well, Well, now that you ask it, maybe not. That it.
She's actually talking this way. Rendering is relatively slowly.
How long do I have left?
You've got 12 years left.
I have my picture roasting down, allow my potatoes are in, roasting, get a nice color. I need to finish cleaning these, of course we don't want any parts that are not really nice for texture.
So she's just noticed this fat scene. She's starting to take it off, but it's too late. You have 8 minutes left. When did you start cooking professionally?
When I first got to London, I did not speak a word of English. So I was like, I need a job that I don't need to talk a lot. And then I was like, why not in the kitchen, right? And then yeah, got a job 4 years ago.
I'm really impressed.
You certainly learned to speak English fairly quickly. Are you happy with that sauce?
I am happy. Nice.
It is nice.
Pangea, there was a supercontinent Gondwana, which existed for 400 million years. Before Gondwana, there was Pannotia. Before that, Rodinia, Columbia, Atlantica, Arctica, Kennerland, Ur, and Valbara. These were all supercontinents that eventually broke apart and reformed. After working with Einstein and a few other scientists, Charles Hapgood released the book The Pattern of the Pole as well as his previous theories. In this book, Hapgood suggested that the Earth's poles are constantly moving. Again, this piece of pseudoscience was eventually true. Hapgood believed that the pole shift between 15 and 40 degrees occurred around 9600 BC, or 11,600 years ago.
Younger Dryas.
Younger Dryas. The Piri-Reis map is something that has baffled scientists for hundreds of years. On the Piri-Reis map is the continent of Antarctica. But Antarctica wasn't discovered until 1820. But Piri-Reis claimed the information in his map came from much older maps. But Charles Hapgood was right, and the Earth's axis was shifted 15 degrees from where it is now. Antarctica would be completely covered in ice. Hapgood believed an Ice Age civilization, long forgotten, mapped the coast thousands of years ago. While many of Hapgood's theories have proven to be true, the Ice Age pole shift is still controversial. We do know the poles shift over time. We also know the continents drift over a very long period of time. But Dr. Chan Thomas, in his book The Adam and Eve Story, says the shift happens in less than a day. Chan Thomas describes in detail what this will be like, and it's worse than any Hollywood disaster movie ever conceived. Far worse. Chan Thomas begins his book with a chapter that describes exactly what we'll experience during this pole shift event. But before we get into it, now might be a good time to hit pause and grab fresh underwear.
I've learned to listen to him when he says that.
With a rumble so low as to be inaudible, then fueling into a thundering roar, the earthquake starts. Only it's not like any earthquake in history. In California, mountains shake like ferns in a breeze. When mighty Pacific rears back, popping to a mountain of seawater more than 2 miles high, then starts its race eastward. The wind attacks, shredding everything in supersonic bombardment. The mountain of Pacific seawater follows the wind eastward, burying Los Angeles and San Francisco as if they were but grains of sand. Across the continent, the 1,000-mile-per-hour wind wreaks unholy vengeance everywhere, mercilessly.
Now here's why there's such violent wind. The Earth spins about 1,000 miles per hour. We don't feel this because everything is spinning together. The land, the water, the atmosphere. But Thomas says that when the pole shift happens, the Earth's air and water continue to spin, but the land masses stop.
In many places, the Earth's molten sublayer breaks through and spreads a sea of wet, hot, liquid fire. In a fraction of a day, all vestiges of civilization are gone, and the great cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, Dallas, New York, Boston, are nothing but legends. Barely a stone is left where millions walked just a few hours ago.
Now think of what would happen if you were in a car going 1,000 miles per hour that suddenly stopped. Now think of what would happen if a large city going 1,000 miles per hour suddenly stopped. Skyscrapers would collapse. Millions of people would be thrown around like they were in a food processor. Very few people would survive that. But survivors are the unlucky ones, because moving across the country at the speed of sound is a 2-mile-high wall of water, mud, and debris.
South America finds the Andes not high enough to stop the violence. In less than a day, the entire continent is burned by molten earth fire, buried under miles of land. Everything freezes. Man, beast, plant, and mud in less than 4 hours.
When the shift happens, the land on Earth stops moving, so the sun stops moving in the sky. That means one side of the Earth is going to get really hot, and the other side really cold. A temperature drop of 180 degrees. That means even the warmest parts of the planet are going to be 80 degrees below zero. Things frozen solid within 4 hours.
Europe cannot escape. The Alps, Pyrenees, Urals are shaken and heaved even higher when the wall of seawater strikes. Western Africa and the sands of the Sahara vanish. The fury marches on for 6 days. During the 6th day, the ocean starts to settle. The Bay of Bengal Basin just east of India is now at the North Pole. The Pacific Ocean just west of Peru is at the South Pole. New ice caps begin to form in the new polar areas. Greenland and Antarctica, now rotating equatorially, emerge with verdant tropical foliage.
Thomas is predicting a 90-degree shift of the Earth's axis, basically turning the planet on its side. The poles move to the equator, and the equator moves to the poles.
New York lies at the bottom of the Atlantic. Los Angeles, Chicago, Dallas, and Boston, not a trace is left. The cataclysm has done its work and drives the pitiful few who survive into a new stone age. We join Noah, Adam and Eve, Atlantis, Mu and Olympus. And Jesus joins Osiris, Ahura, Zeus, and Vishnu.
In the first chapter of his book, Dr. Thomas paints a terrifying future. But how likely is it? In the next few chapters, Thomas goes on to not only prove his pole shift is possible, that it's happened before and will happen again very soon. In fact, there are signs that it may have already begun. Every culture has a flood myth. Abrahamic religions have Noah's flood. The Mayans have the Huracan flood, where the word hurricane comes from. Ancient Hawaiians have the Nu'u flood. The Sumerians wrote about a flood in Gilgamesh.
Oi.